just wanna run and not be gone too long, 'cause this time is precious still. I wanna keep it close to me. I'm wishing on a star to make more time to see. You can always dream. You can't put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. You can always dream. No one's taken that from you. Only you can see it through, just like the way you do. So feed it from your soul and weigh it from both sides. The fulcrum and the tides will give direction that you'll know. You can always dream. You can't put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. When you make the time, it's a game of give and take. When the balance is at stake, you need to take a look inside. Look deep into your heart and remember how it feels. It's where the answer lies and tells you what is real. You can always dream. You can't put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see
morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Irina Kurashevich, and I am the host of the service and platform practitioner today, and I welcome you at the Celebration Center. So the first thing I would like to ask us who are in this room, please silence your cell phone if they are not silenced yet. And we would love to welcome everyone who is here with us in this room and everyone who is online. So please, if you the first time visiting us online, give us this gift to get to know you better. We have a QR code that you can scan and send your information to us. So, and buckle up because we are going to have a fabulous service today because we are here and we are here to celebrate. So, today we are going to have our own music director, Lynn Hollywood, as our special music. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Lynn. It's wonderful that we have our own music director and so fabulous. Our guest speaker today is Rev Beth Linguri. She's a dear friend of mine and very close to my heart. I'm so grateful that she said yes to speak to us today from Switzerland. So we have a speaker from that side of the pond. And of course, you can hear me and you can see and you can enjoy the service because we have a very strong tech crew there. There is Aiden, there is TJ, and Ivor is on the back seat. I love it. And so let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, announcements. We have a special social time, which is our sing-along. So with Lynn, you will be singing the songs that everyone loves and everyone knows. And if you don't know, there will be lyrics and music provided. And of course, there will be cookies and coffee. What can be better? Sing, eat cookies. I don't know how you can do it simultaneously. So, and enjoy it. And Stephanie is going to tell us more about a special event that we're going to have.
Just want to remind you about Art Night, third Thursday, June 20th. Miriam would like to know if you plan on attending, and you should plan on attending 6:30 to 8:30 because it is a blast, and you don't need to bring anything. You don't even need to bring experience. You'll become an artist. Thanks.
Yeah, Miriam is absolutely fabulous. She's an art teacher, so she can teach even, some hopeless cases like myself. Okay, well, and with that, I would love to invite Lynn for the opening song.
Okay, we are going to sing Holy, Holy, Holy by Karen Drucker, and I hope you'll sing along with me. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am whole. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are whole. Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love lives in me. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole. Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love, healing me. Open my allow me to see beauty and love lives in me, surrounding me. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole.
Thank you so much, Lynn. And as we usually do, we start our sacred time of prayer and short meditation in our service with a reading of our vision. Take a deep breath and please read with me. We are celebrating spirit within and knowing the oneness of humanity. This is the vision of the Celebration Center that people of the Celebration Center came up with. So now I invite you to find a comfortable position where you are and take a deep breath and let it go. And today my reading is from the founder of our philosophy, Ernest Holmes, from his work, How to Use the Science of Mind. Behold, I make all things now. There is nothing permanent but change, and the infinite intelligence can never be caught in anything it does. What it does expresses its being at a particular time. Tomorrow, it may do it in an entirely different way, but always in accord with its fundamental harmony. And let's take these words into our breathing together. Let's take 3 breaths together to celebrate our oneness with the divine. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. And breathe in, and hold, and breathe out. And maybe now bring your attention to your heart center and continue to breathe into the heart center of your being. And maybe it will start feel that it is expanding. It is filling this room with light. It sends it out to the universe. And just continue to breathe into that light that is called you. And let's pray. With my heart and my soul, my mind, I know that there is one power, one love, one peace, one joy. And that power that creates everything, and I choose to call it God today. And I know that God is equally present everywhere. There is no space in the universe where there is no God. I know that even if I can't see God, God is. God is there all the time. And God is constantly expressing itself every second in a new way, always in divine harmony. And I know, I recognize it with a great joy and gratitude that I am, and I'm one and inseparable from the divine. I am an expression of God. And as I know it for myself, as I recognize my oneness, I know it for everyone who hears my voice right now. That each and everyone is a perfect expression of the divine. And all the God qualities belong to everyone. Every one of us expresses peace, joy, harmony, abundance, bliss, love, and so much more than I can imagine. And I know that all the prayer requests that are sent to the universe are already answered. And I know, and I pray, and I know that there is peace in those parts of the planet where it looks like war. I know that a tiny grain of peace is there, and it's growing right here, right now. It's expanding. It is expanding by opening the hearts. And I pray for the open minds and the open hearts, peacefully and lovingly, to accept the differences in opinions, the differences in the way of living. And I know wholeness. I know wholeness and integrity for our world. And I know love. I know love in personal relationship. I know love, the brotherhood love, the sisterhood love, that comes in a smile, in a hug, in a kind thought. And I know perfect freedom of self-expression for everyone on this planet and beyond that. Everything is possible in God. And I'm so grateful to know the truth that God is all there is, that everything is possible in God. I'm so grateful to know that my faith is strong. I'm so grateful to have this faith and to believe and study and learn this philosophy and share it through my words and my actions. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to speak my word of truth. And from this deep gratitude, I let it be. I release it into the law, knowing that it is already done in the perfect mind of God. And I just let it be, and I celebrate. And so it is.
Hey, I am going to share a song called Keep On. Winter is long gone, spring is moving along, soon to be summer, then why you feeling so cold? Wondering about this time and place, wondering about the human race. Do you miss the fire inside of you? Nothing has been the same, wouldn't want it that way again. Just take some kindling to warm up the stubborn coal. Then you're wondering about what to make, wonder about the time it takes. Will you feed the fire inside of you? It used to be the change of season, you didn't need a reason. You just would wake up and take the world in your hand. It takes more courage now, have strength no matter how. Muster up the truth and keep on being you. Candles just need a flame, fireflies need summer again. We all need something, but we try to go it alone. Then you hear a pretty song from the birds that wintered long. Can you feel the spark inside of you? It used to be the change of season. You didn't need a reason. You just would wake up and take the world in your hands. It takes more courage now. Have strength no matter how. Muster up the truth and keep on being you. Next day there's a simple twist. Everything just seems to fit. You can see the sun even when it's behind the clouds. The warmth sure makes it clear. You see the rainbow in the years, and it stokes the fire inside of you. It used to be the change of season. You didn't need a reason. You just would wake up and take the world in your hands. It takes more courage now. Have strength no matter how. Muster up the truth and keep on being you. Muster up the truth and keep on being you.
Thank you, Lynn. That's a wonderful song. I've never heard this one before. Well, it is my pleasure and privilege to introduce Rev Beth Linguri. I met Rev Beth in January of 2022. And we met because there was 12 women in Ukraine who took all the classes, and they took the written exam, and they were ready to be paneled. And the group came together, and people were thinking, how are we going to panel them? So paneling is like an oral conversation with the practitioners about the consciousness and asking them to pray. And people were saying, well, how are we going to do that? No, none of them speak English. Not many of us speak Russian. How are we going to do that? And there were suggestions, good suggestions, interesting suggestions. And Rev Beth was listening. And then she said, let's just do it. And in a week, we paneled 6. And in another week, we paneled 6. And it was such a success. And it went so easy and naturally because there was a great vision behind it. And then in a little bit more than a month, the war started. And the first day of the war, Rev Beth called me and said, well, she sent an email or text or something, and she said, well, today at a certain time, and she lives in Switzerland most of the time, she said, today at a certain time, I'm going to meditate for peace. And I remember that the first day there were 3 of us, including Rev Beth. And then it started to grow. And now you all know that because, I can't say more enough about the spiritual chain reaction for peace in Ukraine and all over the world. We now, expanded our influence. That was Rev Beth who started it. And then we thought that by the summer the war would be over, but it wasn't. And Rev Beth, she holds fabulous conferences in Switzerland, not far from Geneva, on a beautiful lake and a beautiful chateau. And she said, I think that practitioners from Ukraine should come. Who could think that? It's in the middle of the war. And she said, well, I have enough money for 3 of them to come for the lodging and participation. So to make a long story short, Rev Beth set the tone. The sponsors were there. 6 practitioners went to Geneva. Their stay was extended for 2 extra days. Rev Beth was able to give them the better rooms that she was thinking before the conference was started. They even went on a boat across the lake to France and spent a day in France. And when they came home, Lyudmila, one of the leaders in Ukraine, she said to me, she gave me a vaccination of peace. By that time, I strongly believed that peace doesn't exist anymore because it was so dark. The darkness kind of, clouded the consciousness. But she said, we went there and we saw that peace existed. And we took that peace in our heart and we came back in Ukraine and we started to grow it in our hearts. And then the fall came. And Reverend Beth said, well, there are two groups in Ukraine. They're different energy. They're too far away from each other. We need to start another center. We did it. She found them. She suggested the absolutely fabulous sponsoring minister, who's a minister, two ministers from Mile High. They're very loving, very supporting. And when the new center was formed, the new teaching chapter, again, Ludmila said to me, Irene, I don't know. I don't understand. What shall I do? Because, I don't know this organization. I don't understand what those Americans are doing. I only know the philosophy. That's what I was studying. That's what I was interested in. And then she said, well, Reverend Beth, she taught me. So, because Reverend Beth taught them the prac classes. And Ludmila started to teach. And Ludmila and her the group of 9 women is 1.5 class course away from taking prac class. During the war, they were constantly taking those science of mind classes. And Reverend Beth does it like it's nothing. That's what, every time when I think of her, I'm thinking of her saying, let's do it. So Reverend Beth is the founder of the Center of Peace, the CSL Center in Geneva, Switzerland. She started it in 2011. And right now, I am sure that it was the same energy that Reverend Beth said, let's do it. She is now hosts a weekly broadcast on New Thought Media Network. It's on YouTube. I watch it on YouTube. Entitled On Purpose, based on Ernest Holmes' book, This Thing's Called You. So please help me to welcome Reverend Beth Linguri.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Irina. That's quite an introduction. Believe me, I have quite a team here in Switzerland, in Geneva, who supported me along the way and did so much more to all of these activities that you describe. So it's not all alone. It's with the help of many, many people coming together that enabled all of this to unfold. So thank you for the introduction. And the title for my talk today that I'd like to share with you is In Tune with the Infinite. In Tune with the Infinite. So just imagine for a moment that you're going to a concert of a symphony orchestra and you're sitting in the audience. And there's a certain magic in observing the orchestra preparing for a concert. Each musician is in the background and practicing their own part of the repertoire, completing, and it creates a cacophony, just all kinds of sound. And then all of a sudden, there's a single note. The first violinist stands up, plays that note. There's silence. And then all of the musicians play the same note. And there's that moment of perfect harmony. And then the conductor takes the stage and raises the baton, and all come to attention. And the concert begins. And the music is played in this beautiful, magical harmony. And as I see the monthly topic that you have for your community, there was an idea expressed about holy boldness. This idea that there is this holy boldness which seeks to activate as a spiritual tool to support this grand rising in the world. So I invite you to consider with me today this concept, this idea of being in tune, but in tune with the infinite. The infinite. In that beautiful prayer that Irina shared with us at the beginning, that beautiful treatment in which we really sensed this idea of oneness with spirit, with God, with whatever you call that source, and being in tune with it, playing that same note, being in alignment. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of this idea of in tune with the infinite. but it happens to be the title of a book. It was a book on the shelf in my home as I was growing up. It was my mother's book, and I saw it there. I picked it up. It was, by the time I took my studies, it was quite a used book and quite worn out. It was written by a man called Ralph Waldo Trine, not Emerson, but Trine, and it was actually written in 1899. So quite a ways, quite a long time ago. And Ralph Waldo Trine was indeed a philosopher. He was a mystic. He was a teacher, and he was the author of many, many books. But his writings were a great influence on Ernest Holmes. And you'll find many of the ideas in Ernest Holmes' writings come out of that thinking that Ralph Waldo Trine expressed in this beautiful book. It's become one of the bestsellers. It's sold millions of copies. It's all over the world in different places where there is no idea of what science of mind or spiritual living is all about. It's just a very powerful book. So this is the focus that I'd like to share with you is the idea in the first chapter of this book. He opens the book in the preface by saying the following: everything is first worked out in the unseen before it is manifested in the seen. In this ideal of the infinite, before it is realized in the real. It's in the spiritual before it's in the material. There is a divine sequence running throughout the universe. The divine will works incessantly within and below the human will. There is this divine will all the time in every aspect of our life, in all over the world. We just simply tune into it. So he goes on to say the secret of all success is to come into harmony with it, and to work in conjunction with it, and to come into the clear, beautiful sequence of the divine will. The most profound truth in human experience, in your life and in my life, is this realization of our oneness with the infinite life. And of a very important step to move into this idea of holy boldness is our complete opening to this divine, a complete opening to this divine, and bringing it into our everyday life and acting from this place. I think that may be what Irina was describing earlier. Let's just do it. Act from this place of knowing that it is all in the divine plan. It is there. We simply need to take the next step. So how do we do this, you say? It's a little easier said than done. True. There's a term that I love from Ernest Holmes, and it's repeated over and over again in all of his writings. And Ralph Waldo Trine uses it as well. To the degree that we recognize this oneness, to the degree that we maintain our connection with this infinite spirit, to the degree that we come into harmony with the highest, the most powerful, and the most beautiful power, to the degree that we do this, our lives become powerful. They become bold and purposeful. Each one of us, each one here, each one online, wherever you are, and Ludmila and Anastasia and Olga and all of the beautiful women in Ukraine, each one has the power to open or close ourselves to this divine inflow. And we have this power precisely as we choose. But to the degree that we allow this connection to open, to the degree that we remain in tune with it, not just on Sunday morning, not just during our prayer time, but during every moment of the day, to the degree that we allow the divine power to express itself through us, it then becomes this power, the power to change. It becomes this holy boldness. I love that term, holy boldness. Yes, be bold. This power is one which we have through the power of our mind, through the operation of thought. A mind that is hopeful, confident, courageous, and determined on its set purpose and keeps itself to that purpose, attracts the powers favorable to that purpose. Your mind, each one here, is the instrument through which the divine acts. And you can tune this mind at any moment to the same rhythm as the soul, the infinite within. You become in tune with the infinite, which dwells within. So your mind is the outlet through which the creative intelligence of the universe seeks fulfillment. Each one is born with this divine purpose, with a purpose to express divinity, to express love, joy, peace, all of the qualities. And as we do this, we fall into alignment, into that harmony, into that peace and joy. Further on into the book, it's available online, free now as a PDF. Anyone can access it. And if you go through later on into the book, he writes, trust your intuition. Intuition is the spiritual nature of what your senses are to the physical. We rely on our senses, the sense of sight, of hearing, of all of these senses to allow us to take in what's in the external world. And how do we connect with the internal world? It is through our intuition, he says. To the degree that we tune into our intuition, we can listen to the divine. The divine speaks clearly to each one of us at all times. We need to just be in tune with it, to turn within, to that intuition. As Irina mentioned, I in my retirement from the center here, retirement never seems to find me. There's a term, I guess, rewirement is a better term. I'm always looking for ways to serve. I was invited to do a weekly broadcast on New Thought Media Network. And so I think we've done now 27 of those episodes, and they're all available on YouTube. Rev Beth on Purpose, you can find them all. And each week, I encourage the participants to join me in what I call a centering practice. And I think this is a good how-to. This is a way to actually practice this in our everyday life, to remember to practice it. So I call it the 3 I's. The 3 I's. I am. So the 3 I's are 1, intuition. The second one is intuition. The first one is intention, intuition, and then imagination. Very powerful, each one in its own right. So that's easy to remember, right? So in a centering practice, we simply create an intention to listen to our intuition and engage our imagination to see it manifesting. That is the centering practice. Very simple. So let's do it now. Let's just practice. So I invite you to simply close off your eyes, that sensory way that all this information is coming through. So gently, you don't have to close them, maybe just soften them and move into a place of stillness. The stillness that arises when you move away from the everyday sensory information. As we separate from the outside world, connect with the breath. The breath, is the gift of life, that gift which was given at birth and leaves us at death and is with us constantly. And so we connect with the breath and we create that intention to live more entirely from your inner knowing, from your omniscience, that all-knowingness within. It's your birthright, and it's as close as the breath. Listen to the still small voice within. And just allow that joy to rise up with its own energy. So with this intention, you consult your intuition. You go within to the sacred center of your being and you visualize it, you feed it, you feel it, you be there with it. Sometimes in this moment, something appears, in a figure or something just appears in your inner eyes, to your inner eyes. And you simply go within and see what is inside. See what's within. And listen to what you hear from within. Or feel a feeling that you feel within. You tap into that intuition. And then the third step is you engage your imagination and connect with an inner picture, a place of calmness and peace. And allow that picture to emerge into your being and be there with it. And as you're there, you can ask a question or simply ask for a message or listen for a word or a feeling, whatever comes in, and just imagine with that. Move that idea into your imagination. And coming back into this place and time, I often invite our participants to, at the completion of this centering practice, to simply go and record your thoughts. Whatever happened, whatever word came or whatever, just write the word or a few words in. I write it in a journal. I keep a journal for this purpose, but you can write it anywhere. But just write. And you know what happens? Those of you who journal know that as you write, more and more and more of this infinite wisdom comes forth. You don't know where it comes from, but it comes, and you just write, and it just comes forth in amazing ways. Answers to questions, what to do next, all of this comes forth. And you feel this harmony, this peace, this connection with the infinite. And it becomes part of your life. Each one has a purpose in their life, a purpose to express that which is within to the without. Joseph Campbell writes, when you do this, when you put yourself in harmony with the infinite, with your infinite purpose, with your purpose for being, you put yourself on a track that has been there all the while waiting for you. The life you were born to live. Doors will open, and you will be helped by hidden hands. I think Irina described it so beautifully, what is evolving in Bielotserka in Ukraine. And it is evolving in Kenya and all over the world in different places. As the individuals recognize that being in tune with the infinite at all times and in all places and for all things is this pathway to living one's purpose and allowing the infinite to express. You and I, everyone in this room, in this broadcast, wherever you're listening from, has within this power to express the divine in beautiful and magnificent ways. Magic happens. All kinds of things can unfold. So in the closing to the book, just close with this idea of Ralph Waldo Trine in his book. He says, as one comes into and lives constantly in the full conscious realization of the oneness with the infinite, with the life and the power of the infinite, then all else follows, all else unfolds. This is that which brings into realization such splendors and beauties and love as the life that is related to this infinite power alone can know. This is to come into the realization of heaven's richest treasures while walking the earth. This is to bring heaven on earth, or rather, bring earth to heaven. And so I close these short words with a prayer, and I invite you to pray with me. The words of Ernest Holmes are very powerful. This prayer is throughout all of his writings. There is only one life, divine life. I call it God. You may call it source, spirit, life, or you, or me. And that life is whole, complete, omniscient, omnipresent, perfect. All the qualities of the divine. And that life is my life. And that life is your life. For this, I am so grateful. I commit to allowing this life to live through me. I live in tune with the infinite. I live in tune with the infinite. And as I rise up in service to this life, in holy boldness, heaven is on earth, or earth is heaven. And so it is. Peace and joy to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Beth. That was very inspiring. I'm going to do a song in the balance. I think it fits the message. I just want to play. I want to sing my song. I just want to run and not be gone too long, 'cause this time is precious still. I want to keep it close to me. I'm wishing on a star to make more time to see. You can always dream. You can't put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. You can always dream. No one's taken that from you. Only you can see it through, just like the way you do. So feed it from your soul and weigh it from both sides. The fulcrum and the tides will give direction that you'll know. You can always dream. You can't put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. And when you make the time, it's a game of give and take. When the balance is at stake, you need to take a look inside. Look deep into your heart and remember how it feels. It's where the answers lie, and tell you what is real. You can always dream. You can't put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. Dreaming. Dream. You're gonna do it now. Whoa.
Lynn, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's amazing how you always can find the wrong song, right? So let's give more love to Lynn. And let's give more love to Reverend Beth, because she could not see. Lots of people were saying thank you, Reverend Beth, after you finished. But when you're on StreamYard, you can see that reaction, unfortunately. Well, I promised you, right? That would be a good service. So now we come to our spiritual practice, which is called sharing, giving. And before we do that, we have an affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I would like to express the gratitude on behalf of the Celebration Center for everyone who is giving, who chooses to give to the Celebration Center, that we can have this wonderful music, that we can get together and listen to the uplifting messages, to have art nights and cookies and coffee and everything, and sing along. And I also would love to remind us all that if you would like to pray with a practitioner, you can do it in several ways. You can go to our website, and it's celebrationcenter.org. There is a special button, Request a Prayer. It goes directly to the practitioners and ministers, and we will pray with you for a week. You also can talk to a practitioner and ask for a prayer. We're happy to do that. And if you're on our website, there are always several ways to give to the Celebration Center. You can give it through the button, donate button, or you can give it through this QR code that you can see right here. You can mail us checks, you can give us cash. We have baskets here. And to find our physical address, you also please go to the celebrationcenter.org. And with that, I think we need to pray. We want to pray. Oh, what a wonderful time together. I'm taking the music and the words and the wisdom and the energy that was shared today in. And it rises as a gratitude in my heart, and the knowing that oneness, prosperity, abundance exist right here, right now. And I know that the flow of prosperity easily and effortlessly goes through the celebration center. It flows and it comes back to those who give in so many different shapes and forms, sometimes very unexpected. And I know that our hearts are open to receive, as giving and receiving is one process. There is the law of circulation, and that's the divine law that cannot be stopped. It's always at work, always at love. And I know abundance and prosperity for the Celebration Center, for all its members, friends, the community, and the wider global community. I know the success of Reverend Beth's broadcast, Rev Beth on Purpose. I know that people give freely to what they want to expand. And I'm in deep gratitude, and I let it be. And so it is. And with us, we're ready for our closing song.
Okay, if you're able and you want to stand, I hope you will sing with me. We're going to do Ricky Byers, Our Loving Will Change the World. Love, 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 everybody love. Love, love, when it's hard to love. Love, our loving will change the world. Share, share, share who you are. Share, share, share when it's hard to share. Share, our sharing will change the world. Care, care, care for each other. Care, care, care for the ones in need. Care, our caring will change the world. Find me there, singing for you, heart wide open with what we came to do. The wind and the trees sing the melody true. Love everybody, let the love shine through. Everybody sing, sing, sing all together. Sing, sing, sing when it's hard to sing. Sing, singing will change the world. Love, love, love everybody. Love, love, love when it's hard to love. Love, loving will change the world. Our sharing will change the world. Our singing will change the world. Our caring will change the world. Our loving will change the world.
Thank you so much. So please stay for sing along and our social time and come back next week. We're going to have a fabulous service. Harrison Snow is going to be our guest speaker, but no, he's not a guest here. He's our own. And we'll have a good time again, right? So, but now let's do our affirmation. Well, what are we going to say today? Well, I am going to sing. I am singing this week. I love this week. And I start my day with 3 I's. Intention, intuition, and imagination. And so it is. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. This little lights and everything.